Welcome to cross multiplying. This is intended to be a review of a skill that you should have previously learned. What I've tried to do here is show you some applications for cross multiplying. It's best used when you have numbers that don't play nicely together and you can't obviously see what the ratio is that's occurring. So Amani was absent the day of a test. Amani's teacher decided to only have her do certain sections so she wouldn't miss too much more class time. The original test was out of 56 points. On Amani's version, she got 17 out of 21. Hers was out of less points. What is the score that will get posted online out of 56? So the original test is out of 56 points, so I'm going to highlight that because that's an important piece of information. Next, I'm going to highlight that she got 17 out of 21. Okay? So this is something that I as a teacher use frequently, where I have to scale a student's score for one reason or another. And so I need to, but the computer only lets me put in, I can't change how many points an assignment is out of based on the individual student. So I have to scale the score, okay? So I'm gonna write two proportions out. The first one is going to be for Amani. Amani got 17 out of 21. The next one I'm gonna write is we're looking at how her score compares to the class score. So for that, I'm going to say, so the class, we don't know how many points she got out of the 56 that the assessment was supposed to be out of. So this top line is going to be her score. We know her score on her version was 17 points, but we don't know how many points that's going to translate to on the class version. And it's over top of the total points. It is not clearly obvious what I can multiply 21 by to get to 56. So I can use cross multiplying. And cross multiplying says that I can multiply the diagonals to find the missing piece. This does require that you be able to do one-step equations. So I'm going to do 17 times 56. That's this diagonal. And I'm comparing that to 21 times n. So 17 times 56 is 952. 21 times n is simply 21n. Now my goal is to get my variable by itself. This is a one-step equation, which you should be familiar with. To solve this, I'm going to divide by 21. When I do not, 21 divided by 21 is 1, so that's why I crossed this out. 952 divided by 21 gets me 45.3 repeating, or 45 and 1/3. Well, the computer is not going to let me put in a repeating decimal, so what I am going to end up putting in, I'm going to round. So 45.33333 is going to round down to 45.3. So the grade of 45.3 out of 56 goes into the computer. Okay? Questions? Go ahead and write them down. I'll be happy to answer them in class. Or pause your video if you need to go back and hear an explanation again. All right, let's take a look at our next one. Rory sells sodas to raise money for the drama class. He sells 3 sodas for $7 and needs to raise $150. We want to know how many sodas does he need to sell. So I'm going to continue attending to precision, and I'm going to label what all of my numbers represent. So I want to highlight my important information. 3 sodas for $7 is my initial ratio. We're trying to make $150. So I'm going to put the number of sodas over the price. And you could have done this the other way. That's totally fine, just as long as you are consistent in where you place your numbers. So this is the sale. Make this one the sale. This other one is going to be our goal. So he sells 3 sodas for $7. We don't know how many sodas he needs to get $150. So I'm again going to cross multiply because it's not obvious to me. 7 times what gets me to 150? I don't know what that's going to be. So if I had numbers where it worked really nice, let's say this was 140, where 7 goes into 140 20 times, I wouldn't need to use this particular method. So this is best used on numbers that don't work nicely together. You can use it on any problem, even if the numbers do work nice, but it's best on ones that don't work nice. That's where it's really used for. Okay, so 7 times n gives me 7n. 3 times 150 gives me 450. I have a one-step equation here. I need to solve for n, so I'm going to divide by 7 to solve for n. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 450 divided by 7, that's going to be 64.3. Well, I can't sell 0.3 or 3/10 of a soda. So in order to meet his goal, he's going to have to sell 65 sodas. So Rory must sell 65 sodas to reach his goal. Couple key points to point out to you. Labeling what everything means is so important to the success of these problems. Be sure to label, and then you know you're putting your numbers in the right spot. So label your rows, label your columns. Don't be afraid to highlight your X, or you can circle diagonally to show your cross multiplying. That's very helpful as well. All right, hopefully this was a nice quick review for you and you do already know how to do this. And you have also hopefully seen some applications of cross multiplying.